To measure temperature, we need a thermometer. To measure precipitation, we need a rain gauge. To measure atmospheric pressure, we need a barometer. And of course, to measure wind speed, we need an anemometer. NASA. Climate change is the change in the usual weather found in a place. This could be a change in how much rain a place usually gets in a year. This is the definition of climate change by NASA. National Geographic. Climate change is a long-term shift in global or regional climate patterns. Often, climate change refers specifically to the rise in global temperature from mid-20th century to present. This is the definition given by National Geographic. United Nations. Climate change refers to a long-term shift in temperatures and weather patterns. These shifts may be natural, such as through variations in the solar cycle. This is the definition given by United Nations. EESI, or the Environmental and Energy Study Institute. The term climate change refers to a rise in the average global temperature due to an increase in the concentration of atmospheric greenhouse gases, resulting in the numerous climatic shifts and impacts around the globe. This is a definition by EESI. Humans affect the Earth's climate by burning fossil fuels, cutting down forests, and farming livestock. This adds enormous amounts of greenhouse gases, which causes climate change, and that causes global warming. This global warming, which is caused due to the climate change, causes the ice to melt and also causes glacial retreat. Glaciers are retreating almost everywhere and around the world, including Alps, Himalayas, Andes, and Rockies. And due to this melting of ice and glacial retreat, the sea levels are rising rapidly. Global sea level rose about 8 inches in the last century. The rate in the last 2 decades, however, is nearly double that of the last century and accelerating slightly every year. Since the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, the acidity of surface ocean waters has increased by about 30%. This increase is the result of humans emitting more carbon dioxide into the atmosphere and hence more being absorbed into the ocean. This graph shows the average global rise in temperature from 1850 to 2019. This graph shows the global average sea level change from 1880 to 2020. These are some of the glaciers which have retreated over the years. This graph represents the decreasing mass of glaciers from 1950 to 2020. This shows how acidification of ocean occurs. The first and the most prominent cause of climate change is the burning of fossil fuels. When fossil fuels are burned, they release large amounts of carbon dioxide, a greenhouse gas. These gases trap heat in our atmosphere, causing global warming. Deforestation. When trees are cut down and burned or allowed to rot, their stored carbon is released into the air as carbon dioxide. And this is how deforestation and forest degradation contribute to global warming. Volcanic eruption. The gases and dust particles thrown into the atmosphere during volcanic eruptions have influences on the climate. It reduces the amount of solar radiation reaching the Earth's surface, lowering the temperatures in the troposphere and changing atmospheric circulation patterns. Oil drilling. Burn-off from the oil drilling industry impacts the carbon dioxide released into the atmosphere. Fossil fuel retrieval, processing and distribution accounts for roughly 8% of carbon dioxide and 30% of methane pollution. Livestock farming. It affects the climate because cows and sheep produce large amounts of methane when they digest food. Usage of fertilizers during agriculture. Nitrogen fertilizers also contribute to global greenhouse gas emissions (GHG) as they are one of the major anthropogenic sources of nitrous oxide. Disposal of garbage. When organic waste decomposes, carbon dioxide and methane gas is created. Both carbon dioxide and methane gas are greenhouse gases which contribute to global warming and climate change. Local industries. Air pollution from these industries lead to climate change. Excessive automobiles. Emissions from these automobiles lead to climate change. Human activities related to deforestation are agricultural expansion, cattle breeding, timber extraction, mining, oil extraction, dam construction, infrastructure development, livestock ranching, illegal logging, to use as firewood, urbanization, for land development, to drill underground for oil, road building, produce food for construction, for building stores and buildings, for domestic fuel, making paper, to make furniture, land to convert to farms. All these activities lead to the emission of greenhouse gases which causes climate change.